I am Swatandas from Tripura. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Biology. Today we are basically going to discuss the fluid and electrolyte balance present in our human body. So let's start today's topic. We know that the major portion of human body is composed of water. Generally, if we take an adult male, we will find that 60% of total body weight is formed of water. That means a man weight of 100 kg has 6 liters of water. And if a man weight is 70 kg, then this is easy to find out that he has 42 liters water present in his body. Now, in case of an adult woman, 50% of total body weight is consist with water, which is 10% less than the water content in the milk. In adult woman of 100 kg of weight, suppose an adult woman weight of 100 kg has 50 liters of water present in her body, and a woman with weight of 70 kg having 35 liters of water present in her body. Now, in case of woman, why the water content is less compared to the men? This is just because the highest fat droplet present in the woman's body. Now, if we take a child, we will find that the total body water will contain approximately 70% of total body weight, which is very much higher than the amount of water present in the adult male or adult woman. That means a child with 100 kg of weight, suppose a child with 100 kg of weight, he or she having 70 liters of water. Anyway, a child of 2 to 3 years old, he or she don't have 100 kg of body weight. If we consider that she or he having 10 kg of body weight, that means the water present in his or her body will be 7 liters. And due to the higher level of water, the moisture level and the level of softness is very high in baby skin, which is responsible for their cuteness. Now, in next slide, we will discuss the body fluid compartment. The body fluid compartment. What is the body fluid compartment? Now, don't think that your body is just like a bottle of water that you will add water and your body will store this water. In this case, the matter is little bit complex. Now, whatever we like to take in our meal, it may be puffed rice, it may be rice, or it may be water, whatever it may be, it surely go to your stomach, which is a sac-like structure present in your body. After then, the further processing will start from the stomach, like absorption, reabsorption, digestion, metabolism, circulation, whatever it may be. Now, as we drink water, it not only go into our stomach. In reality, it will circulate each and every individual portion of our body. Now, we can classify the total body water into different parts. The total body water is mainly divided into two parts. One is extracellular fluid and another one is intercellular fluid. We can further classify the extracellular fluid into three types. One is the interstitial fluid and another is the fluid present in the plasma, which is known as the plasma fluid, and the last one is the fluid present in the transcellular portion, which is the transcellular fluid. We can further divide the transcellular fluid into three types. Among of them, the fluid present in the bone, which is known as the bone fluid, and the fluid present in the viscera, which is the visceral fluid, and some of them fluid present in the connective tissue, which is known as the connective tissue fluid. This is whatever the total body water present in our body in different form. One is extracellular, another one is intercellular. Mainly the two types of fluid present in our body, extracellular fluid and the intercellular fluid. And we can further classify the extracellular fluid into three types. One is interstitial fluid, another one is plasma fluid, which is the fluid present in the plasma is known as the plasma fluid, and the transcellular fluid. And we can further divide the transcellular fluid into three portions. One is the visceral fluid, one is the bone fluid, and one is the fluid present in the connective tissue, which is known as the connective tissue fluid. Remember, all this portion is the type of the ECF. Extracellular fluid is a part of the extracellular fluid. Now, we are going to discuss the water balance. What is the water balance? when the input of water and the output of water when the input of water and the output of water is same, that means if there is no loss or gain of water by your body, at the time it will consider that your body is in balanced situation. Now in case of water balance, we can classify into two types. One is the positive balance and the next one is the negative balance. When your body is in balanced situation, that means when the input of water and the output of water is same, if at that time your body will gain extra amount of water, extra sort of water that is not necessary, at that time it is known as the positive balance. Your body don't need any kind of water, but you add some amount of water which your body also gain this water. So this extra amount of water will give you the positive balance of water. But if your body lost some sort of water from your body, then this is known as the negative water balance. Now, water balance is depend on water input and water output. So, what is the water input? Water input is the amount of water added to the body. That means the amount of water added to the body fluid is called the water input. It is normally by way of food, by the process of drinks, and some water formed during metabolism and intravenous injection from important inputs into the patient. Now, the water balance also depends on the water output. Water output means the amount of water going out from our body fluid is called the water output. It occurs by the way of urine, by the way of stool, by the way of sweat secretion in our body during the time of dehydration, and through the expired air which is expired from our lungs during the time of expiration. This is the process of the respiration. During the time of expiration, the air which is released out from our alveoli or from our lungs, it consists of some water droplet which will also reason for the water output. Now we'll see the maintenance of water balance. The maintenance of water balance. Normally the body maintain a fine balance. Between intake and output, and the total body water remains constant. The total body water remains constant by the process of input and output of water. When intake increases, the output is also increased. If you take 5 liters water, and one day you will take the 10 liters of water, the output of water will be also increased. Suppose one day you will take just 2 liters of water, the output of water will also decrease. The following I will discuss some factors which will responsible to maintain the water in your body. Among of them, the three factors is the thirst and the ADH, which is a hormone, and the angiotensin 2. The thirst. What is the thirst? During the period of dehydration, our thirst center will activate and we drink water to make up the loss. And the ADH. During the period of dehydration, the thirst center is activated and the ADH secretion will also increase. Now, what is the function of ADH? ADH will help to reabsorb the water which in the collecting duct, which is the part of nephron. The ADH will help to reabsorb the water in the collecting duct. By this process, body will get extra amount of water from the nephron. Suppose one day you will take 5 liters of water and suppose at anyhow you will do a excessive amount of exercise. At the time your body will go into the dehydrated situation. During this time the ADH secretion will increase, and to decrease the output of water through your urine, the ADH will act on the collecting duct on your nephron, and it will increase the reabsorption of water from the nephron, which will not give you to excrete extra amount of water through your urine. By this process, the ADH will have to maintain the water balance in your body. Once the body will fully hydrated, the secretion of ADH will decrease. And the next one is the angiotensin 2. I have a different individual video regarding the angiotensin 2 on my YouTube channel. Please go there and check out the whole process of angiotensin 2. In short, angiotensin 2 increase the thirst activity. All this process including the thirst one, because by this process of thirst you will intake some amount of water, or by the process of intravenous injection you will input some amount of water into your body. But generally the thirst process is the normal physiological process through which we can take some amount of water and we can able to hydrate our body. The angiotensin 2 will help to increase the thirst activity and stimulate to secrete the aldosterone. Now what is the function of aldosterone? Aldosterone will increase the sodium retention. That means the chloride, the sodium ion which will emit out from your body through urine will increase. Your urine will be formed, not the hypotonic, urine will form the hypertonic. This is the function of aldosterone, and this is the function of angiotensin 2, which will increase the thirst activity and also increase the aldosterone, which will increase the sodium retention. And